Coming up, we talk about the most definitive signs of TikTok addiction, and we talk about the advent of buy now, pay later, and how the TikTok generation is spiraling into debt. That's all on this edition of Depraved and Debaucherous. Thanks for listening to me, King of Podcasts here, whether you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube. Let's go first into the signs of TikTok addiction. And you know what? I'm as guilty as anybody else. And listen, I'm not curating the For You page. And we're not curating your For You page either. But what we realize is happening more than anything is the fact that a lot of what's going on now, more than anything else, is that there are thirst traps out there. Okay. There are girls, dancing, shaking their body to whatever new challenge there is of a dance song. Right now, it's Lizzo's About Damn Time as I record this. There's obviously going to be another song coming up in the next week or so. So it's a little bit dated if you're hearing it then. Of course you're going to. But anyways, it'll be a good reference. I can't tell you how many times it's especially as well because of the content I like to watch when it comes to movies or MCU, cinematic universes or other content. How many times am I going to get dropped on my For You page, a cosplay girl? And how certain cosplay girls, they'll dress up as characters and sexually, provocative, gear. And then how some of them will actually then eventually do something a little more risque, a little more conventional, content. And that's what's going on now. And there's a lot of girls that, they make good money as content creators by showing their bodies. I mean, if I have to see another video saying, and why are you out of uniform? If I have to hear that one more time, you know what's going to happen. I just said that. You already know what it is. You hear the quick burn. You know what it is already. So there's the definitive signs of TikTok addiction. And the side post puts a story out about this. So a new research study in the Journal of Addictive Behaviors that some individuals can develop a pathological dependence on the platform. No doubt. But this was something that was going to be happening anyway because TikTok and their parent company ByteDance, this was the idea. Now, there's been talk about the negative psychological impact of excessive Facebook use, but little on TikTok. So in this study, they learn on the initial search of the extant literature, there's been a rapid increase in TikTok rivaling that of Facebook. Studies into its use were limited, and a scale to measure the maladaptive use was absent. So this study, they analyzed data for 354 college students, 173 TikTok users, and 313 Facebook users. The Facebook users did a scientifically validated questionnaire called the Bergen Facebook Addiction Scale. They had the criteria for it, and TikTok also did the same thing. We're not going to go through all this part. But the scores on the addiction scale for TikTok were higher intensity usage of the platform. So the researchers classified the majority of TikTok users, 62.2% as having no risk of TikTok addiction, 25% were low risk, 6.4% at risk. And the researcher says here that although most users appear to use TikTok in a non-problematic manner, the study demonstrates the risk of overuse and problematic levels exist and is associated with addiction-like behaviors that can potentially negatively impact the daily lives of sufferers. And that the study emphasizes while similarities exist between the addictive process occurring on Facebook and TikTok, there are significant differences in a manifestation, predictors, and usage intensity versus average and problematic use. That's a whole lot of jumble. But what they're saying is that the more you watch, the more you're hooked. And of what content it's going to be, because as long as you keep flipping the page, flipping the videos next, up, you're going to watch something else that will keep you there engaged again. And there will be other things that will continue to do the same because of the algorithm and how well it tracks the kind of things that you are going to be addicted to. You're going to be engaged in on a regular basis because it's tough for you to get off of there on a regular basis. I get it. And because of the encouragement of the TikTok creators to put content up 3 times a day. Because the one thing too is there's 2 ways to watch where you have the people you're following, where if you're following a lot of people and you're just focusing on that, then you want to go ahead and switch over to the For You page and then you'll start looking at random things that pop up. that become viral. The one thing I also do for myself that I realize that TikTok does for me more than just like being addicted to some of the visuals and some of the content there is, whether it's food, whether it's women, whether it's guys, whether it's relationship talk, whether it's, violent videos like world star hip hop type videos, or various podcast clips of various discussions on money and finance and all this stuff. That's most of what my FIU page is anyway. The FYP, most part. And so when I see all this is a constant thing that goes on. And what can you do? Now, they said that social networking sites can be a useful media for social interaction, communication, and artistic expression. Its use as a mechanism to escapism can be harmful as it does not solve the problem underlying psychological issues such as loneliness and low self-esteem. Yeah. Because some people just need to have your mind occupied. And I get that part too. That's why I watch a lot of it in the first place. And you want to be able to know that you can turn it off when you want, and you don't have to have it on all the time. But if I look right now, I can already tell you, I probably watch an hour to an hour and a half of TikTok videos every day. But the good thing is I have other things to watch like YouTube and other things I got to do on my computer and work and this and that will get me off of that. But for those people that have nothing else to do and all they're going to do is just flip through for hours and hours and can't stop themselves, that's a problem. That's what I'm talking about, being at risk. So try not to judge people so much, especially with this kind of thing. And if you do have this kind of thing, just know that, be cognizant of it. Try to do something about it. Find something else to do with yourself besides just flipping through TikTok videos or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or whatever you following on. Now, one other thing I meant to go and talk about as well is buy now, pay later when it comes to the TikTok generation, spiraling into debt, part of the addiction as well. So there's a lot of different advertisers on here called Klarna, Sezzle, Zip, which used to be QuadPay, Afterpay, and Affirm, pop up as you shop online, presenting an easier, more seamless alternative to try to having you type out your credit card information again and again. Yep, I know it. And also certain stores are already taking Afterpay and Klarna. I've already seen out there various stores, especially for those targeting younger consumers. So like a Rainbow or a Mad Rag or Rag Shop or whatever. No, Mad Rag, excuse me. And stores like that, they're all kind of targeting that way. And so keep an eye on that. That's what's going on as well. So you'll see on TikTok and Instagram, influencers and brands that are up there giddily displaying their hauls for the most popular brands, not just normalizing debt, but actually glamorizing it and selling it as a way for trend-conscious young people to have the coolest consumer goods, whether they have the cash on hand or not. It's just like, again, buy now, pay later. They don't make it sound like that, but we know is the fact that we're seeing more than anything. There's always the payday loans and the cash advance we all dealt with, the Amscots and the check cashing stores and stuff like that. Well, they found a way to go ahead and do this here online. And then one person talks about looking at a TikTok user featuring her in a faux fur coat and gold earrings, saying, quote, "I was fully under the impression I only owed maybe about $300 max on Afterpay." The text reads, and a screenshot pops up with her balance more than $2,000. The new breed of lending firms itself as a friendlier, more responsible way than credit cards. And the marketing pitch is certainly working. 2021, Americans spent more than $20 billion through buy now, pay later services. And that's part of the big chunk of the $870 billion done on online shopping. Wow. There's a whole lot going on. And technically, it's free. The other thing is that they found a way to go and make it where it's interest free, and they don't realize how much they're paying on it. And let me tell you, watch out for some places like furniture places that they'll go through and they'll say, okay, you know what? We're going to put payments down for you, but then you won't realize how much your interest is left. Please make sure if you're going to do buy now, pay later, if you're going to do it anyway, pay it off before the due date. Do not wait and think that you're going to get these equally incremented payments to take care of. That's not going to happen. Keep an eye out for that. So I'm going to leave it there. And as we have our vices, remember, we are all a little depraved and debaucherous.